You had, I
Yeah.
know you, on top of all of the business things that you had to take on, you had a lot of trauma that you had suffered
Right.
from what happened and how you found him. And how did you manage or cope with that part of it, all of the trauma that you went through?
So it's still an ongoing thing. I'm still dealing with it, honestly, even though I have worked with trauma and healing at all different levels. But it's still, my nervous system is still not healed from it. But at the time, I did what I felt called to do intuitively. And I would just go to that room and just stand outside of the room for short periods of time over and over again, just to kind of desensitize on it too. Because it was part of my house. I felt like, okay, this is my house. I need to reclaim this space. And and it was also right outside of my art studio. It was one of the doors that was like basically in the room that opened into the attic. And so I wanted to still have an art studio, and I wanted to still live in that house for a little while because I couldn't see us moving right away. There's no way I could do everything I could to reclaim that space, reclaim the house. I did a lot of ceremony in that space to clear the energy, and I had other people come in to clear the energy. um, excuse me. And then I screamed a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally just let myself scream for months. Anytime I needed, I even set up a place in the back in my walk-in closet in the back of the house where I thought nobody could hear me. I put a little stool in there and I just let myself scream
Yeah.
because the horror and was so embedded in me
Yeah.
from finding him. And while I was standing there in front of him, after about 30 seconds, I heard, "You need to stop screaming. Noah cannot see this." Or do whatever somebody else might have done. I knew I needed to get out of there. Years later, I felt like it was Claude telling me that,
Oh,
because
okay.
Claude was fiercely protective of Noah, and Noah was, if he weren't in the shower, he would have heard me and came up, and he would have
Yeah.
been part of that. um
Yes.
so I felt like I needed to go back to that space and time over and over and over again
Okay.
to help heal the part of me that wasn't able to do whatever I would have maybe done if I had had this time and space to just be there in that moment, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, when we were talking
It's a
about that
long
too.
answer because
Yeah.
it's a big thing.
No, I know
Yeah.
that's what we want to hear though. I mean,
Okay.
how it's such a traumatic experience. How did you get through it? And a lot of people really struggle
Yeah.
with dealing with trauma. It's just one of those things that it doesn't it doesn't go away very quickly.
Yeah. You just have to orient yourself to the experience, I think.
Yes.
At least that's what I've had to do.